Hello everyone and welcome to AC Gaming channel. As you probably guessed, it wouldn't be a normal walkthrough video. In this video I will show you what I actually did show you during my Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition walkthrough, by the way, here. This is the title screen of the game you probably didn't see before. So that's the classic Baldur's Gate game, and this is the Black Pits. Baloth the Entertainer. A few times I introduced you to this evil drow, but Black Pits will be totally different story. I'll show you Black Pits as well, of course. The latest version is 2.6.6.0. That's the version you should have. And this video I will show you again classes. I know I showed you this video before, but this video wouldn't be of much of a difference from Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. So in Siege of Dragonspear kind of the same, with only difference. Let's create, you can import game, yeah, but we want new game. And the character creation is kind of the same as in Baldur's Gate 1 Enhanced Edition, with only difference that your character will start from exactly 161,000 experience. Depends on your class which level you will be. Fighter will be level 8. Actually, Rangers and Paladins, they're the slowest ones, will be level 8, I believe, as well. Clerics and Mages will be level 9. And Bards, Druids, and Thieves will be level 10. I'm not sure about Monks, Shamans, and Sorcerers, but Sorcerers should be the same as Mage, really. But okay, let me show you again how it used to be like. So, for example, this photo, if we want, yeah, same races, we got Human, Elf, Human. Description who humans are. Elves. But here we got advantages and disadvantages. Look. I showed you this before, yes, but it will be worth showing you again. In case if you forgot, or those people who are new and subscribers or just viewers who haven't seen this before. So Classic Elves. We don't have sub-races here, only sub-classes like in Baldur's Gate, or Baldur's Gate, Dungeons and Dragons 3rd edition and higher. There we have sub-races, here we don't, half-elves, yeah? Description who half-elves are. You can always read all that in pause. And here their advantages and disadvantages for half-elves. Then we got dwarves. Description of race. Here advantages and disadvantages during creation of the character. That, for example, is if only dwarf is a thief. That's for all the dwarves. Yeah, -2. Look at that. Halflings. And this is the advantages and disadvantages. Then we got gnomes. That's worth reading, guys, actually. Yep. Deep Gnome Svirfneblin I showed you in Icewind Dale. In Doran's Deep. the only probably gnomes, or the only race really, who are friendly in the world of Underdark. More about the world of Underdark you can find on Dungeons and Dragons wiki or Baldur's Gate wiki. Yeah, and this is their best mages, but gnome can only be mage specialist, illusionist. That's the only mage speciality gnome has, and they can't cast necromantic spells in 2nd edition of Dungeons and Dragons. So yeah, you can start with intelligence 19, but minus penalty to wisdom. And obviously half-orcs, the best fighters. You will ask why. Well, race description. That's why. That's why, but minus 2 to intelligence. Oh yeah, 19 strength and 19 constitution. Plus books that you find in Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition game. First one. 1 each, 1 strength, 1 constitution, and you got 20 as your base. That's a death machine. Okay, for example, humans. Humans can be anyone, but not multi-classes. Never. Yeah, so classes, by all means. That's all the classes available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 classes. So fighter, Abdel Adrian we play for is also fighter. Yep. Yeah, dual classing, that's totally different story, guys. If you are not a skilled D&D player, especially in terms of 2nd edition, ignore dual classing. Honestly, my good advice to you, ignore it. Because you might screw things up very badly. I will contribute separate video about dual classing. Honestly, I will. Maybe I'll do it when we will have Baldur's Gate 2. Yeah, because there is no level cap. Okay. Subclasses. Classic fighter, as our Abdel Adrian is. And the best subclass for a fighter will be Berserker. Yep. Subclass kit description. Read till here, and I will do that. Yep. Advantages. And this is the description of its rage ability. Yeah, in case if you want to play, it's worth watching this video till the end, because I will be explaining to you and showing you what the game offers. So the only difference is that you start with 169,000, not from level 1, you start minimum from level 8. Yeah, level 8. For a fighters, rangers and paladins, and probably also barbarians. These two, guys, honestly, once again, we talked about it before quite a while ago, but I would, listen, I would forget about these two, Wizard Slayer and Kensai. Yes, I would. Let's go straight to Barbarian. I will show you these two, but Barbarian, the only disadvantage is, it's very similar to Berserker, but a bit different. The only disadvantage is, let's go back to Berserker and what Rage does. Once again, yeah, that you need to read carefully. But Barbarian's Rage differs from Berserker's range. And Barbarian might not wear plate armor at all. Yeah. So, Wizard Slayer, total joke to me. Yeah, great against the enemy spellcasters. Yeah, advantages. Look, but spell failure can be even without it. Ah, the effect of miscast spell. Yeah, magic resistance plus 1% per level. Plus with the Cloak of Balduran, which he probably wouldn't be able to use. Why? Read that. That's a joke. Weapons and armor, that's all you can get. But cloak is not an armor. So no cloak of Balduran that gives you extra 25% of magic resistance. Abdeladrian got it, yeah? We found it in previous game. I would forget that, guys, honestly. But that's me. Kensai, yeah? Read the kit description. I will start with advantages. Awesome, yeah? Kai ability. What is Kai? Awesome, but that you can multiply to 0 if you read that. Fighter, close combat. Gauntlets or braces, yeah. Enlightenment restricted to non-chaotic. Okay, fine. But that... Okay, we can live with that, for example. And that. These two is a joke. Forget about it. Honestly, guys, don't torment yourself. Because you will be dying very, very... especially on high difficulty levels, very often. 1, 2, 3 for a fighter. Okay. Ranger. Classic Ranger. Kit description. Minsk is a classic Ranger, yeah? And all that, yeah? Druid expels from level 8 only, which is not bad. Okay. Talking about that's classic, yeah? Same. That's my favorite. That's Shile Corwin, that. Yeah? Archer. Yeah, in close combat it's better not to fight. But bows and crossbows. Grand Mastery, 5 slots. In longbows, short bows and crossbows. Fantastic, that. Because Rangers, you have limit 2. Only 2 slots. For Classic Ranger, well, Stalker, Beastmaster will... Yeah? Cold Shot. Shile Corwin got that, yeah? You can read and pause. That's fantastic thing. In terms of shooting. Well, Archer. Disadvantages. May only wear leather, studded leather or hide armor, which is fine for an Archer. May only became proficient with 1 slot with, yeah, melee weapons. Manure, charm animal ability, that's also fine. So that's perfect subclass for a Ranger. Stalker. In Baldur's Gate 2 there will be ready Stalker, and I will show you that guy. Awesome guy. I wouldn't say even the name. Not, I'm not spoiling. Stalkers, yeah? It's a backstabber technically. Thief's ability to backstab. Not as great as thieves can do, but proficiency slots. 2. Not 1 like thief. Yeah? For a lower damage multiplier. But it compensates you with proficiency slots. So that's not a big deal, look. 12th level. Haste, protection from normal missiles and mirror spell deflection on 12th level. Disadvantages, may not wear armor heavy and studded leather, which is fine, because otherwise how he will be able to hide in shadows and backstab? So that's not a disadvantage to me. It's like a thieving ranger, I would say, yeah? And Beastmaster. I never tried Beastmaster, to be honest, myself. I probably should. But by the description of it, it sounds very cool to me. Move silently, hide in shadows. Yeah, plus 15% from the beginning. Find familiar ability, summon pseudo dragon if lawful or neutral good, or Fairy Dragon if chaotic good. Yeah, guys, in 2nd edition of Dungeons & Dragons, Rangers are only good, which is wrong. But not as wrong as Druids are only true neutral. I was talking about it a lot. But yeah, Rangers should be anyone. Any 9 alignments. But in 2nd edition, it's only good guys. Any of them. Yeah. Animal summoning 1 on 8th level. On 10th, 2nd. On 12th, 3rd. Disadvantages. Ah, yeah, well, may not use any metal weapons. For example, swords, halberds, warhammers, or morning stars. Well, may not wear armor heavy and studded leather, which is same. That's not a big deal. Give him a bow or a spear. Halberd, no, but spear. Quarter staff. That's wooden. What else? Cudgel, if you... Yeah, cool cudgels from Baldur's Gate 2 will be, yeah. Mace is not mentioned here, but you should see where it's red background, that means he can't use it. So that's pretty cool. Ranger subclasses are pretty cool. Yeah. Paladins. Whoa, that's something. Classic Paladin. You can read the kit description if you want, but that's classic Paladin, yeah? I showed you Ajanti Sivaskar in classic Baldur's Gate game. I mean, enhanced edition, but first game. Yeah. Protection from evil. Turn undead as a cleric. 2 levels lower though. Started from 3rd. And spells only divine spells, priest scroll. Ranger from level 8, paladin from level 9. Oh, that's good. Only lawful good, of course, paladin. Right. Apart from that, we got Cavalier, which is awesome. Apart from few things, but yeah. Bonuses against dragons and fiendish like demons, and may cast remove fear once per day per level. Immune to charm, fear, poison, and moral failure, and resistance to fire and exit 20% from the very beginning. Disadvantages, yeah, but why do you need such a character as an archer? You don't. You got subclass ranger, archer, and be happy with that, so that's not really a big deal compared to that. Right, in Baldur's Gate 2 I will show you Inquisitor. Ready one, but you can read what it is. I wouldn't choose that if you be patient and wait till Baldur's Gate 2 and take an Inquisitor to your party. Oh yeah, I definitely will when we will reach Baldur's Gate 2, but read that. Immune to hold and charm. That's fantastic thing. Yeah, can't cast divine spell. Well, let's look at disadvantages. So, disadvantages. May not turn undead. Clerics for that reason. May not use lay on hands ability. Not a big disadvantage. And may not cast priest spells at all. Okay, that's from level 9 that you got clerics for and druids for priest spells, yeah? That compared to what is below, it's like below is nothing. But Baldur's Gate 2, let's wait till that, and I will show you who Inquisitors are. And of course, remember Icewind Dale game. Undead Hunter. Perfect. Subclass against all undead, look. Immune to hold, and especially level drain. Will be loads of vampires that drains your level in Baldur's Gate 2, so if you want to be a paladin, I would choose that. Because in general, a lot of undead in the game, and he got bonuses fighting against undead. And the only disadvantage, look, that's nothing compared to that, especially that. And totally different story. If you want to be an evil anti-paladin. There we go. Kit description. Yep. Advantages. Also level drain and fear immune. Turn undead, but I think he charms undead instead of turning them. Absorb health. It's like a Larok's Minor Drain first necromantic level mage spell. Similar, very similar. Poison weapon. And that's what it does, poison weapon. And first level, 5th level, 9th level. In Siege of Dragonspear, when Blackguard will become level 9, but ready Blackguard is Dorn. But for evil party I will show you who they are. And 13th it's only from Baldur's Gate 2. Aura of Despair ability once per day. And disadvantages. Ah, that's Aura of Despair, what it does. Cool class, but evil only, of course. Especially that. But that's like nearly Throne of Baal. Disadvantages. Enlightened restricted to any evil. May not cast Detect Evil, obviously, because Blackguard is evil as such. Obviously not. Okay, that's Paladins. Let's move to Clerics. Hit description. Yeah, Clerics you got a lot. That's classic Clerics features. I showed you Clerics in previous game, in this game as well. Yeah, Wisdom is the main characteristic for Cleric as such, so that's Evil one. Enlightened restricted to neutral evil, chaotic evil, and chaotic neutral. Because Talos is the evil god of storm's destruction. Yep. Advantages. Any cleric subclass is cool in their own way. I showed you Priest of Tempus, Branwen, in previous game. Disadvantages. Ah, I showed you that. Helm, Priest of Helm. Oh, Helm is a guardian god. True Sight. Seeking Sword. Normally the clergy of any religion doesn't allow sharp weapons, but probably Hellmites got... Yeah, lawful good you can be, lawful neutral or lawful evil and true neutral. Yeah, because Helm's deity is very specific, it's a neutral god. Lathander, obviously that's only good. Ah, true neutral you can be as well. That's description. Hold Undead. Boon of Lathander is a cool thing. From level drain protection, yeah? While active. But the eternal ability of Paladins is better than that, obviously. But that's Cleric. Priest of Tyr. Tyr, god of law and justice, yes. And that's the advantages. Exaltation. Removes fear, sleep, feeble mind, unconsciousness, and intoxication. So if you got very drunk, Priest of Tyr can make you very sober, like you haven't been drinking. How awesome is that? I wish it would be like that in real life. Imagine you got drunk, you called Priest of Tyr, Priest of Tyr made you sober, and you are fine to go to work. Awesome, isn't it? Divine favor. And Priest of Tempus. I showed you. Priest of Tempus I did show you if you watched my walkthroughs of previous game. Yep. Holy power. Chaos of battle is also cool. And disadvantages. Chaotic good, chaotic neutral, or chaotic evil. Yeah, because the god's Tempus's enlightenment is chaotic neutral, so it's Lord of Battles. And this god cares only about battles. Doesn't matter. For the good, for the neutrality, or for the evil. Okay. Cleric. Okay, let's finish on Druids in this video. And from next one we'll go all the way to the end. This is who Druids are. Subclasses are awesome. I like Druidic subclasses. There we go. On 15th level, immune to poison. On 18th level, 10% resist to cold, fire. Yeah, that's a big disadvantage of 2nd edition of D&D. Only true neutral. Totemic Druid. That's my favorite druidic subclass, if you ask me. Because the spirit animals that Druid can summon are incredible. Only 4. Spirit Wolf, Spirit Bear, Spirit Lion, and Spirit Snake. And all of them got... I showed you Totemic Druid in Icewind Dale walkthrough. Yes, I did. And you remember, each spirit animal got incredible abilities. Bear, wolf, lion, yeah, and snake. I was right. Cannot use shapeshift. Compared to summon spirit animals, that's nothing. So that's my favorite one. Also, I will show you in Baldur's Gate 2 the ready shapeshifter that we can take to our party. It will be one. There will be one. Yeah, it's basically a lycanthrope. Yep. It's a lycanthropic druid. A werewolf once per day gains every 2 levels thereafter. But on 13th level, however, greater werewolf. I think normal weapons are not effective. No, not affected by normal weapons. Only magical ones. Started from +1. Disadvantages. Yeah, but you wouldn't fight melee, and if you are shapeshifted to a werewolf or greater werewolf, you have different strength, dexterity, and constitution characteristics. They increase. So that's not a big deal. Yeah, so only to werewolves you can shapeshift. Avenger, however, it's a druid with the ability to use some of the arcane spells. Yep. Yeah, and different shapeshifting too. Look. Sword Spider, Baby Wyvern, Fire Salamander. Ah, in addition to the normal shapeshifting abilities. Oh yeah. 19th level. This level can only be, yeah, Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition, of course. 6 arcane spells are added to repertoire of all the way up to 6th level. They are listed below. And there we are. On 1st level, Chromatic Orb, which is cool spell. Web. These two are evocation spells. And 3rd level, Lightning Bolt, which I'm not a big fan of unless you're protected from electricity completely. Yeah, Lightning Bolt. And Lightning Bolt has to be used with making sure nearby there will be no neutral civilians. Otherwise, killing one, you lose reputation. So, Lightning Bolt in 2nd edition games, like Baldur's Gate and Icewind Dale, is not my favorite one. Starting from Neverwinter Nights, however, it's totally different story, but we are in these games now. So no, Lightning Bolt is... That's why I'm not using wands of Lightning Bolts for Dynaheir. Got plenty, and I'm not using it. First time I used it against the dragon, that green one, in previous videos. Improved invisibility on level 4, which is cool. 5th level Chaos, that enchantment spell. That's illusion spell. And Chain Lightning, but Chain Lightning works different. It's not ricochets like Lightning Bolt. It's a cool spell, Chain Lightning. Disadvantages. Just leather armor. And -2 penalty to strength during creating a character and constitution. Well, you're not gonna fight melee. That's a very magic druid. So, not just divine spells, but arcane spells also. But okay, that's it for this video, guys. From next one, we carry on from the mages, then thieves, then bards, sorcerers, monks, and shamans. Okay, but we'll start from mages. Probably separate video will be about mages, because I will talk a lot about them. My favorite class, if you didn't know. I'm a big fan of mages. Apart from wild mages, and I told you about that. I don't like unpredictable magic casting. Yep, wild mages are unpredictable, but that's all I'm gonna say. Next video I will explain to you anything. You remember Nira? Yep, in previous game. But that's it for this video. I hope it was interesting. Ask me questions, any questions related to classes, and I will be gladly to answer your questions, guys. That's it for this video. We carry on from the next one. For now, good luck. Create your character however you prefer.